welcome to the farm. Today we're going to take you on a tour of the farm to show you all the animals in the garden and how we take care of them. Did you know that 35% of the households in the United States grow a garden? I was surprised. But you can have as big of a garden or as small of a garden as you want. Just like you guys, you're going to plant a little seed in a little pot and watch it grow. You're growing a garden. I fell in love with gardening when I was little, helping my mom in the garden. It's such a miracle to see a little seed that you plant in the ground can grow so big when you take care of it and nurture it for so many days, and then you get to harvest it and eat it and nourish your body. My mom and I, who is a partner with me with Glimpse of the Prairie, we grow vegetables for ourselves, for the community, for our CSA members, and for our farmers market in Bismarck, which is called Biz Market. It's springtime, so it's a really busy time for farmers to get their seeds in the ground. Juan and I both have small greenhouses that we start seeds all the way back in February, even when it's negative 30 degrees. But we start them indoors, and we start a lot of tomatoes, peppers, celery, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, a lot of different plants that we take care of during those months, and then when it's ready, we transplant those plants into the ground. Kind of like what you're going to do with your little pot of your flower or your vegetable. In springtime, the first thing that we want to do is till the garden. We do this so it loosens the soil and so we can incorporate organic matter into the soil for nutrients for the plants later on. One thing that we use is cured manure. Do you know what manure is? You guessed it. It's poop. It's cow manure. So you cure it for over a long time so it's nice, rich soil. The first things that you usually plant in the garden are potatoes and onions. We've also transplanted some celery, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, lettuce, spinach, and herbs in the garden. We've also seeded carrots, parsnips, radishes, beets, Swiss chard, and peas. Since it's still early, you won't see a whole lot of things growing in the garden, but there's some things that come back every year, such as rhubarb. We have lots of rhubarb coming. We also have chamomile tea, strawberries, raspberries, and even some asparagus coming. What I'm standing in is called a high tunnel, and what it does, it extends the season a little bit longer, so I can plant a little earlier and harvest a little bit later in the season. So I planted some things end of March, as you can see. Some things that I planted are radishes, lettuce, spinach, kale, green onions, and some beets. Our biggest struggle gardening is probably the weeds. They're obnoxious. Well, let's get to weeding. Another challenge that gardeners have are animals. They find every way to get into your garden to eat your precious vegetables. Some animals that get into our garden are chickens and ducks and goats and cows even. So one way we prevent it is by putting up this fence. Another challenge that gardeners have are diseases and even insects. This is called a low cover, which covers the plants to prevent any insects from getting in and eating the plant. With all the hard work that you put into the garden, from watering and weeding and just nourishing that plant until it's ready to harvest, once you harvest those vegetables and make it into a meal and nourish your body, it is so worth it. Springtime is an exciting time for the farm because it means lots of baby animals. are a great backyard animal. They love eating bugs, taking dirt baths, and scratching around. Did you know that they lay 1 egg a day? We use those eggs for baking, for breakfast, and we also take them to market to sell. Ducks are really fun to have around. Love watching them play in the water and waddle around the yard. They even lay eggs. Wanda has sheep. Wanda raises the lambs until they're ready to go to market. When they shear, she also sells the wool, and they can use that wool to make any kind of clothing such as sweaters, gloves, and hats. We love having our goats around. They have such different personalities. We have mostly Nubian goats, which are for milking. We use the milk to make goat milk soap products such as soap bars and lotions and body butters. We've also experimented making cheese and yogurt. The calves have been enjoying this warm weather by running around and sunbathing in the afternoon. We raise our calves until they're ready to go to market. And as part of our business, we also sell beef for you to buy and to make meals at home with. This is Lucy. She has a job of catching mice on the farm. Dexter, our dog, even though he's bred to be a cattle dog, he's more just a companion for us. Thanks for taking a tour of our farm, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy gardening!